Happening now, the man accused of killing a prominent Detroit doctor is in court. Erika Erickson joins us now, and this is a case that really started more than 2 years ago.
That's right, back in April of 2023, and this has gotten a lot of attention.
Yeah.
As you know, national media is covering this as well, and the preliminary exam is starting today. And I think one of the big things a lot of people are talking about is this is circumstantial evidence.
Right.
We see a lot of cases, where they head to the preliminary exam and they've got fingerprints or DNA and things like that. And this is one of those cases where they have circumstantial evidence. And
it'll also be interesting to see what they lay out during this preliminary exam. We'll get our first sense of what the prosecutors have, right?
Yeah, so if everyone can kind of remember, this happened back in April of 2023, and Dr. Hoover, he was 53, a neurosurgeon at Ascension.
Very well liked.
Very well liked, very well known. He was found dead in this Boston Edison home, really beautiful neighborhood, face down, wrapped in a blood-soaked carpet in this sort of crawl space. He was apparently shot in the head twice, and there were a lot of items missing from his home: his cell phone, wallet, money, credit cards, and I believe some other items. And this is all tied to Desmond Burks, charged with first-degree murder, larceny, other felonies and things like that. But there's a lot of cell phone records that link Hoover and Burks, a lot of text messages and things like that. And I'm sure we're going to hear more about that in this preliminary exam today.
And there was so much time between his body being discovered and an arrest. And I know that loved ones of Dr. Hoover had come out and they were speaking publicly about the fact that they had an idea who the person might be, that this is somebody that may have known Dr. Hoover, possibly had some sort of relationship with them.
That's right, that's right.
And you hear all of that, and now we're going to start to get a sense of how prosecutors are going to be laying out their case.
Exactly, and I was speaking with law enforcement, former retired Detroit Police Chief, Assistant Police Chief Steve Dolan last week about this case, and he said he was really impressed just the way. It may have taken some time, but he said he was really impressed with the way investigators, maybe they did take their time, but it seems like that was a good thing.
Yeah.
And
but I also think
they seem to be ready for this.
We rush to judgment. I think as the public, we watch all the true crime shows and like CSI,
I know.
And we're like, well,
we see all of this in one episode, right?
Exactly. And so we're like, why isn't this moving along faster? But investigations take time.
They do, and I think what we're going to see is, despite it being circumstantial, again, they appear to be ready and they're going to lay out their case. Again, these are some serious charges, and there appear to be a lot of, there's surveillance footage apparently of Burks parking Dr. Hoover's Range Rover where it was found.
Really?
So maybe we're going to see some of that.
Yeah.
So,
what do you think it is about this case that has really garnered that national attention? It seems to have all the elements of intrigue.
It's when you see someone who, this doctor, again, like as you said, well-liked.
Yeah.
In this beautiful mansion. This mansion, this nice neighborhood. And it's just a sad situation all around.
Yeah.
But I think there's also this, what was going on between the two of these people?
Right.
I think we're really interested to hear. Obviously a lot of things were taken from his home, but what was the relationship exactly?
And then you think if he was shot twice in the head, we haven't heard if neighbors heard anything. It seemed like everybody was surprised when his body was eventually found. So lots of information to dig through today in this preliminary exam. We know that you're going to stay on top of it and can't wait to see your reports later on today.
That's right. Well, I'll be on it this week, and we'll have more at 5 o'clock today and throughout the week.
Can't wait for those developments. Thank you, Erika.
Thanks.